Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into our episode here of the Foraker Realty Show. Today we are going to talk about something new that we've just implemented here at Foraker Realty. I was inspired to do this by the Elite Retreat event that I just went to with Tom Ferry. A lot of cool breakout sessions there. And, I was really inspired to try to take one listing and turn it into another listing and two buyers. So not only that, but we also want to go a little bit further in on our listings to try to market them for our sellers and make ourselves undeniable.
Yeah.
Was the theme of the event to our clients. So that when you interview with us,
there's no comparison.
I interviewed 5 agents. No one brought this to the table. You know what I mean?
Right.
So again, my goal from every podcast is just to give you guys 1 or 2 little golden nuggets. I'm not trying to completely revamp your business or get you a whole bunch of money. You'd have to join Foraker Realty for that.
You would.
But yeah, the speaker, what she did was she created a system, which, I think that's the first thing.
Yeah.
You need a system. You need to know what are steps 1 through 100 that I'm going to do for every single listing.
And how you can automate them.
And then you want to take a step back and look and say, what here can be automated? What can be delegated to someone else?
Yeah.
And, that way a month or 2 goes by and you can figure out what can be deleted from that system.
Right.
What we find is most people operate off of systems. It's just that most people are going off of their memory.
Yeah.
And you're not going to really be able to scale your business or duplicate your system. I mean, our goal is I want to do 100 listings this year.
Yeah.
So.
And I think dialing it on that system, because it's cool if we say okay, we know what to do and we do it for the first 5 of those listings or whatever. But now you're getting so busy because you're getting buyers, you're getting more listings. And then it's okay, well, all of these steps also have to be done on every single listing from here on out too.
Right.
So.
100%. So for those of you that don't know, Kate is a salaried agent with me who's handling my listing side of the business and buyer side.
Yeah.
That's very new. So I'm still trying to work on stepping back. So
Yeah.
So basically we met on Monday, Tuesday, and we created a new system for what she called it, making my listing famous. So
yeah, which is awesome. So starting out, I guess I'm going to ask you, or how do we want to delve into this? Or because there's tons of steps that they presented you with to do to make your listing famous, right? Are you doing every single one of those steps just to try it out? Or are you just picking off the bat what you think is
So
going
are
to be
you asking me questions you already know the answer to for the?
No, I don't know. Are we doing every single one, or are we picking out certain things?
Well, we're doing what we made, our system.
Oh, okay. I printed out the full.
Oh, I was wondering why that was on the printer.
Yeah.
I was going crazy.
Okay, yeah.
I was I printed this 2 weeks ago. That just
No, I printed that, and then I also and then I also printed
I just
the
threw it away.
Asana.
I didn't realize.
Did you throw away the Asana one too?
I thought I printed it by accident.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I thought we were going to go over that.
I have it in an outline. It's okay. All right. So
can you walk us through the initial steps you take after a listing is signed, and especially focus on the Make My Listing Famous strategy?
100%. I think before that, you need to, it starts with a listing presentation. I don't know if we should start there. Maybe we could save that for another day.
Yeah.
But you need to have a way to automate that if you're at a high level. If you're not, I think you should still be going through the motions of this is what happens every single listing. This is my aunt's house.
Right.
You don't need to print the public records. Every single listing needs steps 1 to 40, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think my goal is that when I go on my listing appointment, I never go back to that house. So I want to make sure that when I show up there, I have my sign rider and I got my lockbox.
Okay.
I leave them with a photo checklist.
Yeah.
So now they can do what we've determined are the things that need to be done
prior to Shane going out there.
Yeah, before our guy So we leave there, right? Those are the beginning steps. We get the listing signed. Now, we've determined that it would be best for us to host a mega open house. So with the mega open house,
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be awesome.
So am I.
And it's super nice for our sellers too, because like yesterday I talked to her about it, and she was like, I love this, because she already was overwhelmed, like always having to like come back to the house, leave the house, come back to the house. And she was like, if you guys can do like 2 mega open houses or do like a twilight open house, what we determined is we're going to do a twilight open house Friday and then do a mega open house Saturday. She was like, I absolutely love that. Yeah. Because then we can just tell them, hey, like just plan to not be home for this day. But then what are we doing to mark? I mean, I know what we're doing, but like what's going into us marketing that mega open house?
We're going to hit them on 3 different levels, right? Mm-hmm. So that was our first step we took. Okay, let's narrow it down. There's only online, so pay per click and things like that.
Right.
Social media.
Yeah.
Texting and calling, or some sort of in-person print, whether it's door hangers,
direct
snail mail, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So our goal is that, our goal is to make their listing famous so their house sells for, $1 bajillion.
Right.
But the indirect goal is that we have so many leads that come in from that we're going to have listing leads.
Right.
Right.
Because, and everyone's going to be really impressed with what we're doing, seeing that we aren't just putting it on the market.
Right.
That they want to list.
And it creates a script. Okay, I'm getting off topic.
Okay.
Basically, we narrowed it down to the 3, right? Mm-hmm. So you're kind of teeing up so you take the wheel, right? Yeah. So first step, what happens?
Okay, so first step, we're pulling public records and we're skip tracing all of those records to get emails and phone numbers, right?
Okay, and yes, that's what skip tracing is, right? It's just, got it.
Yeah, so we're pulling all of that data. Then from there, we're sending out a slide broadcast. Our messages thus far have kind of differed for the slide broadcast of just saying like, hey, we have a listing coming up in your neighborhood. I think really what we'd like to narrow in on is having that mega open house already scheduled when we send out the voicemails, that we can be telling them about the open house, right?
So how many numbers do you pull around a house?
About 500.
Okay. And what does that cost?
Like $50.
Okay.
To skip trace all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
like $50 on Fiverr.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much does it cost to send the voicemails?
I want to say, I don't know actually. We do like a subscription monthly. And I think it's like,
no, we don't.
What do we do? Oh yeah, we're buying like 10,000.
We buy like 10,000 credits
at a time.
$400.
Okay, there we go. You're the one paying for it. I don't pay attention.
Okay, so that means you can hit 10,000 people with a voicemail, or you can, it's a credit. So
and it's nice too because from the skip trace, for every public record that we have, let's say it's 500 public records, we might get 3,000 phone calls, or we might get 3,000 numbers for that entire list, because each parcel is getting 4 or 5 numbers, but you only get charged for how many voicemails are actually delivered. Right. So you aren't paying for voicemails unless they're delivered, which is cool.
And you call. All right. So we have a listing, right?
Yeah.
Let's recap. Listing. I get a listing signed. Mm-hmm. Listing isn't in the MLS yet.
Yeah.
We go to our photographer, video guy. You're ready. Go do photos this day.
Yeah.
While that's all working, you're in the background pulling the closest 500 homes, and you're going to have someone look up their numbers.
Yeah.
You're going to send them a voicemail.
Yeah.
Now, untapped potential currently is texting and emailing them.
Right.
We're not doing anything with that number. The only thing we're doing with these phone numbers is sending voicemails.
Yep.
It's a system that should be put in place.
1,000%. Yeah.
I was snagging a listing a week. Do you remember when we were using launch control? I was snagging a listing a week.
Launch control was so great for a while.
It just they with the 10 D2L whatever Jamel, the records that changed it. But email is also something that is a huge play, and it's free. All three of these are basically free.
We're already paying for the data.
Right.
We have it. Yeah.
And it's another level that you can go to your seller and say, hey, I know the other 5 people you interviewed said they were going to send everyone a postcard. First of all, that probably takes about 3 weeks to turn around. Your home's probably going to be sold
by then, yeah.
With us by then?
No, absolutely.
But by the end of the day tomorrow, we're going to let everyone know with a voicemail that we've listed your home.
Yep.
And your voicemail, I know we've brainstormed about it. We've came to the conclusion that it's best to frame the voicemail as you offering the person listening value.
Yes.
Wanted to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
Please forgive us if there's an overwhelming amount of traffic in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
something along
I
those
just wanted
lines.
to give you first dibs. I mean, this is like your neighborhood. I mean, we value you being a part of the community. You know, we want to, like you deserve to know first.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
And I mean, think about the guy who's sitting there and, you know, his mom's moving from Florida. And it's like, you know, he's got kids and she's moving up here to be closer, or aunts, uncles, whatever.
yeah.
You know, one of the main reasons people are moving right now is for family. So how
course.
cool is it to be like, Mom, it's not on the internet yet.
Right.
You know,
I know
but
about
like,
it.
I just talked to this girl. She's listing a home just like mine on the next block over.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's awesome.
it's a ton of value for everybody. Of course, you know, there are laws that you need to follow. So don't call me for that. But
We don't know anything about that.
yeah, right. We're not going to even go there. But the next thing you can do with that data is if you look on, you are not allowed to run an ad through Facebook because of fair housing, because of that low. Like when I first started, I could put in that neighborhood and it would only hit people in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Or now you have to go 15 miles out because of fair housing.
Yep.
Right. So you can upload those names, emails, and phone numbers as a customer list into Facebook, and then you can retarget that list specifically.
Yep.
And that's your little workaround for that. So, of course, you need to follow fair housing guidelines and not, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's how we run ads specifically to certain areas, or that's how you would want to do that. So far,
Go ahead.
I'm like I get excited.
I can
and
tell.
start
Yeah,
running
no,
with
it's
it.
good. Yeah.
All right. So recapping, step 1, you're skip tracing.
Yeah.
Step 2, you're sending them a voicemail.
Yeah.
We're now running a campaign.
Targeted ad. Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
Now, our CRM, we don't have to do that. On our CRM, when we list a home, you can click run an ad, and it will actually, AI will create a coming soon style ad with a custom web page for your property. The CRM's Lofty. And then once that property changes from coming soon to active, it will switch the whole ad to active.
Yep.
And then if you have an open house, it will switch the whole ad to an open house style ad, and so on. So
And
every
where
one
are
of
they
our
doing that marketing on Lofty?
Facebook
They are. Okay, that's what I thought.
and Google, you
Yeah.
know, I'm pretty sure they're doing it on Google.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
From there, because there's a lot of steps in this.
Okay. So, but to everyone,
Yeah.
that's all something that can be done in under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
When you have a system.
Yeah.
When you're sitting around thinking, whatever, your hours are going. So, all right, boom. Kate's 5 minutes in. She's
Yep.
already told the world.
And we already have all of that. And then from there, we're sending our neighborhood letters, right? So our handwritten letters, we already have all of the...
Hand addressed, right?
Yeah, right. They need to be hand addressed. And then we're just sending them letters, again, just offering value to them. Like, you know, you have the opportunity right now to pick your neighbor. You know, again, maybe saying, like you mentioned, you know, there might be like high volume and, you know, high traffic volume in the area, things like that. Hand addressed, going out to, again, everybody that we just sent the voicemails and calls to.
And the letter, I think, you know, we do a great job of. The letter needs to be overly personable. Hey, Jim, the Meckley family hired us to sell their home.
Yeah.
Now, what people want to hear about is the process, and for you, they want to hear about the service, I think.
I agree.
When we got there, you know, you might have noticed that there was a little bit of whatever, moving truck outside. All of that has been moved.
Yep.
We helped them with some painters inside.
Yep.
We helped refer them to
Landscaping.
some great landscapers.
Yeah.
The home's really looking good. So here's what we're doing. We're planning a mega open house for
Yep.
them. We're doing whatever. And P.S., normally we get between 3 to 10 offers on a house like this with this marketing strategy. So unfortunately, we're going to have about 9 buyers who are still looking to purchase a home in your neighborhood.
Right.
Do you know anyone, or
Have you heard any rumors?
right? Have you heard any rumors of anyone who's going to be listing their house?
Right.
Right. So
And then I think after that really would just be like the signage, right? So like having all of your directionals, having all your signing out. There also is that new sign that we're going to be bringing, which I'm really excited about.
So am I.
And it's correct me if I'm wrong, but it says like call now for an instant showing
or text
or something like
text
that.
blank for an instant showing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I just think that's awesome.
where are
right?
we going to direct them to?
Well, I think so. There's 2 options, right? So one of them would be like scheduling a showing right then and there. The second thing is going to be directing them to a video walkthrough that we have done with one of us agents, just walking through the property.
Love it.
And yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's kind of just like,
Oh,
go ahead.
you're standing here.
Right.
Right? Like, let's take the video starting at the little sign.
Love it.
You're standing here.
Yeah. Going
Come
up
with
the
me,
driveway.
Up the driveway. Come with me.
yeah.
Boom. And the video guy follows you through the house.
I think that's so cool.
Love it. And
Yeah.
you got to enter your name, email, and phone number to get the video.
1000%. Because it's like, okay, yeah, like a flyer's cool and all, but like a flyer is going to tell you pretty much everything that you could find on the internet, right?
Right.
So like, who cares about the flyer and the little boxes anymore? If I can get a full video walkthrough.
Right. Like, is there
Yeah.
a pantry?
Right.
Right. I need to know if there's a pantry. I need to know how
Yeah.
big's is there a linen closet? That type of stuff.
Yeah. So really excited about that. I think that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So that would be like fourth step.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, recap. Instant showing.
Yep.
Slide broadcast.
Yep.
Sign in the yard. Normal sign.
Yep. Then we also have our snail mail letters, like
Yep.
our direct mail. And then we also have, I think that's it.
We've decided that we're not doing the door hangers. It's recommended to do door hangers,
Yeah.
but we've decided against that just because
I
here's the
think
deal.
right neighborhood and like the right area, it could be really beneficial, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
But we could spend that time 3 hours. I
Yeah.
could spend that time and we could prospect thousands of people.
Exactly.
So it just anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
No,
can't
I
do
agree
it.
with
I think
you.
our time's too valuable. If you have someone else that can do it, yeah, they can do it.
for sure.
I don't think it would hurt. But you've got to design a door hanger. You've
Mm-hmm.
got to order one. You've got to go pick them up from where the door hangers are in.
Mm-hmm.
Someone come pick them up. What are you doing Friday? To me, that the house is sold by then.
Yeah.
But I love the idea.
Yeah, it's cool. So then next would be marketing our mega open house.
Love it.
Yep.
What makes an open house a mega open house?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I just feel like the marketing that goes into it. Like I've even been to some recent open houses lately, like just with my clients. And like, it's really just like an open house, the door's open, the agent's standing there, but like there's really no added value to it, right? I don't know how much marketing's been going on around it aside from just like it's on an open house on realtor.com and Zillow. But I feel like, again, marketing, letting all of the surrounding neighbors know that we're having the open house, and then also using like Facebook to our advantage, right? So creating like a Facebook event for those open houses, all of your local groups, posting about the open house in all of those, groups, running ads. We have all of that. And then maybe even just like more signage starting early, right? So if you're having an open house on Saturday, like maybe we don't put the signs out like 5 minutes before the open house. We're going the day prior and putting out, those out.
Open house signs are a cheat code. And I was telling someone about that yesterday, not to get completely off topic, but
Yeah.
I was with an agent yesterday. So in Delaware, you can't put those little for sale signs out. There's a rule that it's like from 5 o'clock Friday
Yeah.
to like 5 o'clock Sunday, you can have open house signs
Okay.
anywhere. I can't put them in your yard,
Right.
but I could put them on any intersection.
Right.
corner.
From
So-
5 p.m. Friday to
Yeah.
5 p.m. Sunday.
So I would do 4 open houses in a weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm putting 7 signs out for
Yeah.
each one. So
Yeah.
I'm running boom, 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 all the way. Every major intersection in our area for probably 2 years had my sign.
I think in PA, like you would just like leave them there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
don't think we need to get off topic, but
Okay.
like if you were really looking for business, maybe what you could do is put an open house sign that leads you to no open house, right? So that way the person that's out looking for homes for
You're
sale,
driving them crazy.
you have to
Okay.
call the guy on the sign.
Oh, right. And be like,
and
oh,
say,
where?
hey,
Yeah.
where's the open house? Oh my gosh, what are you looking for?
Yeah, no, you could.
I don't know where you're at, but what are you looking for?
I feel like it's a hit or a miss. It's
Right.
either a really good hit or, yeah.
I mean,
it's a great
of course
idea.
somebody's offended, but you might help a family.
It
get out.
happens, yeah.
So open house signs, love it. What else do you do? I know what else you do, but I'm wondering if you.
I don't know what else I do.
Yeah.
Oh, Okay, this is, so we have all of our leads, right?
Yep.
Our huge lead pond.
Yeah.
So like sending all of those leads that have at one point in time come in that zip code, price point, whatever, sending them all direct text messages, emails, phone calls, probably not so much unless they're like, a nurturing or hot buyer, but sending them all direct text messages and emails about the open house with just,
That's
one picture. Yeah.
Do you know anyone who's looking for a home in Elkton?
Right.
Because we have one coming up. Mm-hmm. Send it to them.
Yeah.
Now, what's your message?
Don't leave don't put a lot of information in that first text message, right? So it's just like, hey, wanted to let, our clients know first, we have this new listing coming up. Not sure if this, would fit your criteria, but are you still looking to move? And then just send a picture of the front of the house. If they're still looking to move and it catches their eye, they're going to get back to you.
Done.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's really cool. Honestly, even just like if you have a lot of like dormant leads sitting in your CRM right now, that's a great way just to re-engage people too. Yeah, I love it.
And the Facebook event, this is our first time doing that, but it seems, I like it.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
again, and we're going to see how it goes, but it's added value to our sellers too, right? So I think they just like love, like the listing presentations that I've been on, people love that. Just knowing that we're being creative and we are like, again, a lot of sellers, I feel like, oh, anyone can put my house on the market and it's going to sell, right? But knowing that we're doing these creative things.
So, and you look back and let's look at last month, right? Mm-hmm. So last month, February, in our Newcastle County, there was 423 homes pended.
Yeah.
That means, let's just say that in this month, when we list your home, there are going to be 423 buyers out there, right?
Okay.
This is what I break down with my sellers.
Okay.
There's going to be a certain amount of them. There's a couple types of buyers, right? There's people that are like not necessarily looking for a home. That's where those are the people that we're advertising on Facebook for.
Right.
You don't go on Facebook to shop for houses, but when you see that ad, you can pique their curiosity, their top of funnel leads. The next is the buyer that's flown in for the weekend.
Yeah.
They need to buy a house by Sunday. They're working with a real estate agent, right?
Yeah.
So what we have is every email address from everyone who sold a house in the last year who's a licensed realtor in Newcastle County.
Yeah.
We're going to send that property to them and invite them to an open house, explaining to them, you don't even need to work this weekend, dude.
Exactly. Send your people. We'll honor
we'll sell the house for you, right? So we got them. Now we're going to look for the people who haven't worked with a realtor, but they're on those websites.
Yeah.
Realtor.com, all of that. We're marketing there and buying all of those leads, right? Now you can also take it a step further and do this like listing launch thing that Zillow offers or whatever, and you can promote your stuff there. So I guess going back, it's like explaining to them that like we have every angle of those 423. We have
completely
them all
covered. Plus some.
Yeah.
And
some. We haven't even, there's more, right?
Yeah, there's more. I mean, I feel like the next thing, and this is here, is just like leveraging social media as well. I mean, so everything's going all over our social media pages, getting boosted like that. Again, even maybe, sharing them to like, Facebook, it's groups, but Instagram, like posting on stories. A ton of people are doing stories nowadays, things like that.
So we've got the one where it's us over a map. Hey, I have a house coming up right here. Do you know of anyone? Right.
Right.
And you're not putting, like you said, you're not putting the price. You're not giving them any room to object. If you're thinking about moving, they're going to call you.
You're curious. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you don't know the exact area. You don't know the style of the house. You don't know if it has a first floor main bedroom or whatever. So
yeah,
definitely social media. I'll be completely honest. I'm sorry, sellers. Most social media posts are meant to promote the agent
1000%.
And to get the leads, right? And that's like kind of our goal. It's like, look at all of this that Kate's doing. I got to call Kate. Again, undeniable. So
yeah, just to kind of make sure that we're progressing in this. What happens? We have the open house. What happens after that? I mean, hopefully.
Well, we haven't got there yet, right? I mean, we haven't done like the mega open house yet.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But I'm assuming I'm going to call all of you guys and say, why didn't you take this open house and made me do it? And I got 100 leads and you didn't. I'm just kidding.
No, I think a different agent will do it. Do you want to host them?
I don't care. I'll host them.
Okay, that's a no.
I'll host
I don't
it.
want you to. I want to host them. I think it's a great opportunity.
Why are you hosting the one this weekend?
Don't do that. I'm going away this weekend. And I think it's a great opportunity for Olivia. She's going to kill it.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's going to be really good.
So, I think she's very thankful that you're taking a step back to let her
She
do
is.
that.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Hosting the open house, right?
Real quick,
Go ahead.
save that thought. How did the texts go? You first of all, you just did this. So,
Yeah.
how did the slide broadcast go?
Slide broadcast went really well. It took a little bit longer to deliver than I anticipated. So, like, slide broadcast will deliver over like a day and a half.
Did you get any leads?
Kind of, sort of. Yeah. I had like 3 people call me. One guy, he doesn't live in the area anymore, but his dad lives in the community, and him and his dad are interested in just investing, things like that. So they're going to check it out. I had another guy call me, lives in Newark right now. Love the fact that it's super close to Newark. Aside from the fact the garage, it just wasn't fitting him. But I now have him as a buyer, right? He's set up on the CRM. We went over what he's looking for. Great. And then the third person is going to talk to her husband about it and see, but I sent her all the information.
I was trying to tee you up for your listing appointment yesterday that you said you got from Slide Broadcast.
I didn't get that from Slide Broadcast. You gave that to me.
I did?
Yeah. The house that we just sold in Elkton, though, came from Slide Broadcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Like that was previously, but that was great.
Okay.
And that phone call, though, came in. So again, it was kind of weird. So it was my now seller client's daughter received the phone call because I guess like she was once associated with that address, right? And she was like, yeah, I think my parents are interested in selling soon. So I reached out to her mom and got the listing, which was great. I think the biggest thing, though, is just making sure when you're getting those call backs, right, that they're coming in as random numbers as like in your phone. So you really just have to make sure that the follow-up is good and that you're actually taking down their information and then putting that into your CRM, right? Not just having a good conversation, saving their number, and then being on their way. I appreciate you trying to tee me up for that, but swung and a miss.
You got the listing. So
Yes.
who's the winner?
How did you get her?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay. Don't worry
What
about
is it?
It was that woman. Remember when you were down at the Tom Ferry Ferry thing, and I went to go meet her, and then she wasn't there, and then there was like.
Okay, that's in a different neighborhood. That was a FSBO.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Love it.
So let them all know I'm still out there. Okay, Kate?
Brian's still out there.
That was a FSBO.
Okay, cool. So anyway, can we go now to we're hosting the open house, right?
I mean,
We have all the signs out. And I feel like, again, this is just we want to make sure that presentation at that open house is like on point, right? People aren't just walking in. You have all of the information there. Balloons are set out on all of your directionals. You're inviting. I sent clients last weekend to an open house and they called me and they're like, Kate, like, I don't know if there's an open house here. And I'm like, what? Like, I checked. The front door wasn't even open. They're like, usually like a front door's open. So like making sure that the house looks open.
Well, it was 10
inviting.
degrees and it was raining. I did an open house last week and I was in that predicament. Not to.
But if there's a storm door, open the big door.
Oh, right, 100%.
Have the lights on in the house.
$100.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right. It was kind of crappy out.
All right. So.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
You're doing the open house.
Yeah.
It's a big event. Everyone knows about it. You going on Facebook Live, Instagram Live?
Yeah.
You can take it as far as you want.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Have fun
Let's
with
hire
it.
somebody to stand at the corner and spin a sign. Anyway, so you've done the mega open house,
Yeah.
the home sells.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about when to do a price reduction if it doesn't sell, or do we just want to move on?
I think we should move on. I don't think we need to get like that in depth from it. But I think like there are steps to take once that house does, then go under contract, hopefully with multiple offers. I think it's a great opportunity to touch that whole neighborhood again. And like this is when you're telling them, hey, listen, we had multiple offers on this house. And then I think, we're in addition to, sending out maybe another voicemail, it's also like that Zestimate
Right.
that we're going to be mailing out.
Ooh, what is that?
So like that, I think we were talking about like you would print the Zestimate for your listing that is now under contract.
Before you list it.
Right, before you list it. Print that out.
So the home we're talking about, the Zestimate says 380.
Okay.
We're listing it at 450.
Yes.
So tell me, Kate, how do you just tell me?
So I mean, we're still kind of in like exploratory phases with this, but what we were thinking would be awesome would be, so print out that Zestimate before you list the house when it says like Zestimate is 380. And then you can write, sold for X over Zestimate. Would you sell your house if you could get 10% more or 20% more than the Zestimate?
Yeah.
And then you could even say like, okay, if there is multiple offers, let's say, there's 8 offers or something. There's 7 buyers that want to buy in your neighborhood, right?
100%. Yeah.
So
send that out. Look, hey, because of our marketing, we got a couple extra buyers, and do you know anyone who we could match with? Like, we don't want you to list your home.
Well, I think but like, correct me if I'm wrong, but we could ask them, would you sell your house for X amount percentage over the Zestimate?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we need to like beat around the bush with that.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Would you directly just ask the question?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I think it'll be cool.
And so the play is going to be a letter with the Zestimate. Now, I've spoken to other agents who have printed every Zestimate, like the person's Zestimate.
Oh, really?
I don't know that we have the time to do that.
Yeah.
I think we could accomplish the same thing to say, your neighbor sold.
Right.
We sold your neighbor's house for 20% more than the Zestimate.
Yeah.
Would it be crazy if we sold yours for that too?
Right.
Would you be open-minded? Whatever,
Yeah.
hit them with something. So
I think that is going to be really cool. And I almost think that it can be relatively informal. I mean, I think that you can print the Zestimate on like a landscape piece of paper, write what you need to write in the corner of it and fold it up. Like, I think that I would, if I was, if I got mailed that, I would read that in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. Right?
And then we hit them with a felt pen. Mm-hmm. Call me.
Yeah.
Red felt pen. Mm-mm. Call me. What, you didn't do red? Did you do it?
Kelly did it.
Red felt pen. Call me with your cell number. Call my cell.
To be fair, when we used to do it, it was black, and then we would use like a highlighter to highlight over it.
Mm-hmm. Something.
That's what we used to do.
Yeah, but right. And also the way you fold the envelope. You got to fold the envelope in, so that way they're investing a little more. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to read it. So
yeah.
Okay. So we're sending. So now they're getting hit with another letter. Mm-hmm. Then what?
And a slide broadcast. I think we should be hitting them with another voicemail as well. And then other than that, I have no clue. I think that's...
So they've got 2 voicemails.
Yeah.
So let's tally it up.
Yeah.
They got 2 voicemails. Let's tally it up from you're the seller side.
Okay.
I'm the seller. You've hit my neighborhood twice with voicemails, everyone in here.
Go ahead.
You've texted everyone in your database. Mm-hmm. You've emailed everyone in your database. Mm-hmm. We're running ads online. Mm-hmm. We've hosted a mega open house. We've got Facebook events. Every community post page has it.
Yep.
Everyone's been hit with 2 hand-addressed envelopes from you. Is something out? Am I missing something?
And we have the video walkthrough to offer clients
that are... the video walkthrough.
Yeah, for the instant showings.
If you don't get a listing out of that,
Yeah.
But I think the magic is that I don't have to do anything.
Right.
Don't look at me and say, oh, he doesn't have to do anything because he owns a brokerage. Like, you can put those systems in place.
Yeah.
You could pull the letters. I'm not skip tracing them. You automate that.
Mm-hmm. It literally takes 30 seconds.
Right.
Yeah. And it's not even that expensive. It's not that much of a commitment either.
Yeah, I'm $50 in there.
Yep.
On those envelopes, the stamp's 68 cents. An envelope's 10 cents. And I'm paying 20 cents for it to get written.
Yeah.
So that's 38. So that's about $1.
Call it $1.
So $500 bucks.
Right. But that's also after you have the listing. Right. So like it
on a $400,000 listing.
Yeah.
You're making $12,000.
Right.
Now
so if you could
11.
reinvest some of that, into it, get another listing out of it.
Yeah.
At least. Okay, so I have a question. We were just talking about so the question here, because I feel like we're kind of like going in circles a little bit, is so support for new agents. So for agents in their first like 2 years, how does like this strategy that we're doing of Make My Listing Famous approach help them gain traction and success in their real estate careers? And then like what support and training do we have to offer so they can like actually implement this, right? And it not just be less an idea.
And I don't really want it to be I don't want this to be a recruiting thing.
Okay.
But, you know, I think regardless, if you're a new agent, don't try to do it on your own.
Right.
You know, and that's something that our brokerage has tried to offer, that team level benefit to everyone in the company.
Yeah.
I know there's other models out there that do the same thing, or join a team. But, you know, if you want to do it on your own, when I was a newer agent, I used to have my little sister do it.
Yeah.
She would hand address the envelopes.
Yep.
I always make jokes because if we thought it was a woman opening it, we would spray it with men's cologne.
I know. I heard.
And whatever.
Well, and also, I mean, to be fair, even as a new agent, if you don't have like the time or this isn't like, you know, what you want to be spending your time doing, we put out a post on Facebook yesterday to do it. How many inquiries
I've had
do we
50
get?
people.
It's insane. Like, so there's people out here that want to do this.
And
for relatively cheap.
yes, it cost me 20 cents a piece, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm going to 3 different people.
Yep.
One of them is one of my past clients.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to refer me people now, right? Mm-hmm. The other 2 are highly influential people in our area, I'm sure. I know one of them is. So I'm going to get a referral out of these people.
Yeah.
Those are 2 more people in my database that I'm now working.
Yeah.
They're going to refer me, and it's free.
I agree.
So anyway, to answer your question,
Yeah.
how can a new agent do this that doesn't have a bunch of money?
Yeah.
All right, you're going to have to make a small investment. First things first, I would say you might take the money you were going to spend on a settlement gift and use that to skip trace, get your voicemails, write the neighborhood. I mean, I guess you need that $1,000 investment. Right?
You really do. I mean, it's hard to kind of beat around it.
Is there...
But again, it's a $1,000 investment on a listing that you already have, right? So...
Yeah, I mean, if an agent came to me and if an agent goes to their broker and they're open-minded and says, hey, you're making X percent off each one of my deals.
Right.
I'm going to do this. And first things first, write them yourself. Okay. Take the 3 hours and write them yourself.
Yeah.
We've all been sitting there watching Netflix writing them.
Right.
Second of all, go to your broker, go to another agent and say, hey, I'll give you 25% if I can close one.
Right.
Of these. You know, if I close one, I'll give you 25%.
That's a good idea.
Give me the $500 to write my stamps.
Yeah.
Or partner with somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, every one of my listings, I give you the photos. Every one of my listings, I give you all the painting work.
Yeah.
I have a good way that I might get another 10 listings. Maybe approach somebody like that. Should we be doing that?
I think that's a good idea. Maybe. No. I mean, maybe.
You need a CRM. I mean, there's going to be some investments here.
Yeah.
You hear the rumors about the hairdressers who have to buy $1,000 pairs of scissors.
Shears, yeah.
Shears, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, to spend
Every
$1,000
business,
on a way that you might be able to make 20, 30, 40 grand, and maybe you can't write the letters on your first one. Maybe your first one you are door knocking.
Exactly.
And, you know, but regardless, you're letting everybody in that neighborhood know. The Facebook's free. The sign's pretty much free.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, even if, you know, like the slide broadcast seems overwhelming or you don't want to make that sort of commitment too, okay, then you spend the money at least just to get the data and then you hand dial them.
And maybe you work backwards and you say, well, these 8 things are free for me to do.
Right.
Instead of doing 500 people, I'm going to do the closest 2,000 people.
Right.
And I'm going to hit them 3 times.
Yeah.
Now you're making 6,000 contacts and you're making up for those 2 hits of 500 you're missing in the snail mail.
Right.
So
how much of an investment, again, just because this is, I feel like, typically left with like you on your side, but how much of an investment, again, if we have all of that data from Fiverr pulled and we wanted to do like a custom audience on Facebook, how much are you paying for an impression there?
Nothing.
Okay.
A penny.
It's not that big of a...
I'll put like $2 a day behind it.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah.
So like that really isn't much of an investment aside just the time of like learning how to do it.
That ad's been running for about a week and I've spent $25 and I think I've got a few thousand impressions.
That's awesome.
So, you know, when you compound that and you say, all right, that's 2,000 touches. Well, just without the Facebook ads.
Yeah.
I mean, Facebook ads, we're having millions of impressions a year.
Yeah.
So it's that omni-channel of everywhere I look, I see this guy. You know what I mean? Everywhere I look, Kate's got a new listing.
Clients tell me all the time, they're like, Kate, like, I can't get rid of you off of, like, I can't get rid of the company off of my Facebook.
Right.
But they love it. They're like, it's cool. So, okay, so there really isn't much cost behind that.
Email's free.
Email's free.
Print.
Yeah.
Go to a brokerage where you can print for free.
Yeah.
Envelopes, get your broker to pay for your envelopes. Tell them to quit being cheap.
Yeah.
And just go there and sell them. If you're working hard and you want to do this and you're doing something to
then
get listings and you're new,
absolutely no
your broker's
problem.
going to support you. Your team lead's going to support you.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Love it. We really could have talked about a lot here, but I think we did a pretty good job of like overview. Do you think so this is a relatively like new thing that we're implementing. When do you think would be like a good time for us to like step back and like review, or like any agent that's like implementing, new strategies? When's a good time for them to be like, okay, let me check myself here. What's working?
Unfortunately, I think it's going to need to be like a 3 to 4 month thing.
Okay.
I think we're going to have to do it with a couple listings.
Right.
Because I've done this before when I was a new guy, and I've gotten these calls from the letter a year later.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm at the listing appointment, and the people, they're pulling it out of a laminated thing.
Yeah, like
this
binder.
letter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's go.
So so you're saying like
give it
around
6
like
months.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything there that we're going to say, hey, this isn't working?
Not really. I mean, I'm curious to see how like the first touch of the envelopes go, just because I do feel like that is like that's the biggest investment out of all of this, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's where I'm just curious to see like what kind of, feedback and return we get from that, just because it's the biggest. But
so there's a few sides to this, right? Like, is this make my listing famous system going to make us money? Well, you're telling me you just locked up a for sale by owner yesterday.
Yeah.
Once you explained to her what we're doing.
Yeah.
And what's the commission on that? What's her price?
$375.
Okay, so it's $10,000.
Yeah.
On the listing side. If we do the make my listing famous and we get a buyer, now we're at $20,000. So we could now do that.
Yeah.
On 20 times.
Right.
Before we lose money on our envelopes. She
and
probably,
again, because we're outsourcing them, it's not like it's, pulling away from any of our,
right. Yeah. When do you stop? I think it's, the reason that I would stop it is because if I was getting if there was a way that it was looking like bad press,
right.
If we were getting too many active listings calling us and we didn't have time to sort them out or whatever. Or two, if the systems were getting in the way, like if we couldn't, let's say we get two in this neighborhood. Well, what do we do then? Because now, do we hit everybody?
We get two in the Oh, I see. Like two what
do we get? Two more in this list of 500, like our goal.
Right.
Do we need a new letter? Do we need a new email? Do we need a,
Yeah.
Because they all got two already. And then let's say that new letter gets two more. That's where I would say, let's stop it.
Yeah. Or again, maybe we just suggest, there was something that, we discussed the other day about sending like a blank postcard with a QR code. Things like that. Maybe
I'm hooked on that.
Yeah.
Like I'm asking people, I asked in this mastermind group and they're like, it's a blank landing page. Like, what is your question?
Like, what's the problem?
Yeah. I can't figure out how to do it.
Right.
So
like maybe again, we just kind of alter our letters. If there are reoccurring listings in the same neighborhood, we just kind of go more of like the postcard route.
We don't need the letter. Yeah. Right. Maybe. Right.
Yeah.
So the postcard says, did you hear about your neighbor? Again, this isn't my idea, and that's why I make this podcast so everyone can steal my ideas. We steal ideas in this industry.
1,000%.
Did you hear about your neighbor with a QR code? Boom. And it says, did you hear about your neighbor when you get to the website? And
that's like, so like it could, like that's enticing.
Yeah.
It's like, is there drama or is there house for sale?
Yeah. Like, did you hear about their neighbor? They cheated.
Like, it's just something that definitely
you're like scanning it, thinking it's the crazy people down the street.
Exactly.
But basically, they hired us to sell their home, and you tell the story. When we got in, we immediately knew that if we added paint, it would increase their value 10%.
Amazing.
We did that. We helped them with moving some of their furniture around. We hired a professional photographer, summarize your system. And as a result of that, we were able to get X amount of offers, X amount over listing price, sold their home in X amount of days with no inspection, whatever.
Yeah.
And then curious what your home's worth, whatever. But you're drawing them to a landing page. You're not giving them all the information. But once they click that QR code through Facebook Pixels and Google, whatever, you can retarget them for the rest of their life.
Exactly.
The key is, guys, to this whole thing working, have a system.
Yep.
We're using Asana that you can, in Asana, it gives you a template, but you could use a Google spreadsheet. You could use anything. You need some sort of a system that you can go in the morning and say, I've got these 4 listings coming up.
Yep.
These 2 have had letters. These 2 have got the slide broadcast. Boom, boom, boom.
And just,
boom,
and
boom.
like delegate to like who needs to do it if, you know, if that's an option for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Guarantee that if you don't have money, I guarantee you that if you don't have money, call me. I'll invest in it with you.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome.
Seriously, I will.
Why not? So you need your system.
You need your system.
Yeah.
And when you get your system, you know, that's just for this Make My Listing Famous. I loved the girl who did this. She named all of her systems, mega open house.
Yeah.
Like, and then an under contract system, because there's a whole nother system when you get an offer. How do we create a wow experience for the seller from the minute we get an offer?
Yeah.
You know,
and the buyer's agent too, like, and the other agent on the, you know, on the other side of the transaction. Right. So.
Right. I mean, I've unfortunately had to experience the growing pains of those under contract systems not working.
Yeah.
Or needing to be created. You know, we just talked about it. People are showing on the first showing. We're not giving our seller feedback. Well, in my mind, I was always like, get listings, sell listings, get listings, sell listings, get listings, sell it. I never thought give feedback after every showing. Like,
Right.
as stupid as that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and it's a great way. I think, you know, I think that a lot of people in our shoes kind of miss the fact that we like desensitize the transaction because we're so set on selling it. But again, you put it really great. Like, hey, there's a seller, you know, spending all day cleaning their house for this showing, leaving the house, and then coming back. If I'm in their shoes, I want to know, are they buying it right away?
Like, how'd the showing go?
Yeah. Like, I just spent all day
cleaning. Did it
cleaning
smell like
my
tacos
house.
in here? Like,
right.
What's up?
Yeah. Like, so really being, you know,
having that system, and it's every step of the way, you know, because one little thing, no matter how hard you try, people are so emotional.
Yeah.
And their whole everything is in your hands.
their biggest investment. Yeah. Their home.
Everything. That door gets left open, the light gets on, the, you know, mud on the carpet. And on top of that, you don't even call them to tell them how the showing went.
Yeah.
You know, because they're cool with it. They're cool with the mud on the carpet if they think, hey, maybe they're writing an offer.
Right.
Like,
right.
maybe they're going to write me an
But
offer.
they're not cool with it if they don't write an offer and there was no feedback and they just came in and just dirtied up their house
right.
pretty much.
And they don't even hear from us.
Right.
So that's why I created every position at our company is like, how do we keep giving more and more customer service? And I just, you know, if there's not enough there to create that in the beginning, I just take ownership and go get more listings. I love this. If you can make every listing another listing or two, that means this year, if we get 100 listings.
Yep. Next year we have 200 or 300.
And 3 years from now, we have 1 million listings. And then what?
I'll need a raise. Just kidding. Okay.
All right, guys. Well,
Are we good?
Is there anything else?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, again, like there's just so much always that I feel like there's more, like the sheet that we have from the woman that you met at Tom Ferry, there's other ideas on that. We've kind of just plucked like what we think is most important. So there's always more ideas, but I think, I think we hit everything that we're doing right now.
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, you could keep going.
Yeah.
You could take this whole list, put it into ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, you see what I'm doing here? Add me 3 more touches.
Right.
But do you need that? I don't know if you need any more touches.
The only thing I'm wondering, like, would it be, so we have all of the emails, right? that we're getting of the neighborhoods, like, is there a way for us to put them on like a drip campaign? So like even in years to come, they're still getting touched, like
I had that.
on that side?
I had that, but
Okay.
it was too much for me to maintain.
I get it.
I had to keep, it's out of my lane. I think I want to hire someone for that and take my
Okay.
advice.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, email's free.
Right. We already have the information. So it's just, you know, making sure that
Right.
we're still
100%. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I don't want to try to drag any more information out of this. I think we did it. I hope you guys enjoy this. Again, it was a system that we are R&Ding from Elite Retreat with the Tom Ferry organization. So excited. If you or someone you know is looking to grow their business, please send them this podcast. Like and follow this. Follow us on YouTube. We're doing everything we can to try to grow our business here so we can keep helping agents like you.